Hello and guten Tag. My name is Marvin. I have built 5 different online businesses over the past 9 years to over 5 figures a month separately. And I share my advice for free on this channel. I upload daily and I answer your questions. You can see my 5 businesses here. If you want to have some more info on me, you can head over to my main channel with more fancy videos, if that's something that you like to do. So what we do with these business models is mainly marketing and AI related. We're aiming for high ticket clients, and we aim for clients paying us between usually $18,000 to $60,000 per year. You can see 2 examples over here, a more recent one over here. And if you just want to see more proof, head over to my main channel. I get lots of comments, and I have sold services in 39 countries worldwide in the past 9 years. And the question of the day is, what is the best niche for AI and SMMA services? What is the best niche to focus on? How can you basically identify the best niche? And that's, of course, a great question. So let me tell you first, and this is a boring answer, I know, there is no perfect niche, but the perfect niche for you is a niche that works for you, that works in your favor. That's a niche where you have maybe even some sort of advantage. And now if you go, well, fuck, I don't have any advantage, I don't know anything about anything, then let me tell you, that's most likely not true. Look at your interests, look at your educational background. If you have none, if you're very young, right? Or you just have, let me say, a limited amount of interests, that would really fit this type of business model, right? Like selling a high ticket service in terms of marketing or AI. Then I will tell you, just look at the things that you're interested in. So I'll give you some examples. For me personally, I like fitness and fitness related brands. So for me, it was common sense because I was also interested to know how does this business model really work, and like what are people like who run this kind of business. I looked for fitness centers, looked into fitness centers and signed fitness centers as clients. That's one of many examples. Digital marketing as well as a whole. Like me as a digital marketer who is interested in marketing and building a business from home, of course it would be easy for me to also offer services to other marketing agencies, marketing solopreneurs, marketing service providers as well. And you just have to think about first, what makes sense in your situation? What are you interested in? In the past, I have heard and seen some of the craziest micro niches, and the more niche you go, the better. In terms of, you will face a lot less competition if you niche down and you go away from the standard top 5, top 10 ideas that you can see in every second video here on YouTube. To just give you 2 examples, med spas. I tried med spas a long time ago, like maybe 8 years ago, with a friend. Together we tried to get med spas as clients. And for me, it was horrible. Yet at the same time, of course, you can find positive, great examples of people who have their success stories of like how they scaled an agency model in that industry with whatever, automations, paid ads, content, services to like 100K a month or something like that. It doesn't mean that doesn't work. I just share that it didn't work for me. So I had the same experience also. Restaurants. I didn't like that at all. First of all, they have very low margins, and that's my next big topic for this video right now. So listen, this is one of the biggest lessons, in my opinion, is to focus on industries and focus on a niche that is high in profits, a high profit industry, like a high profit business model. Don't go for a business where you know if they make $1 million in revenue, they'll take home like less than 100K in profit. That makes no sense, because that kind of business is going to be quite fragile, economically speaking, and it wouldn't really make sense to offer them ads. It's just difficult to make it work. They panic very fast in terms of opting out of the service, or like, I'm not going to renew the contract. So from my experience, you should focus on those industries, and you can easily look this up with AI, use Gemini, use ChatGPT, and ask them for high profit margin business models and industries, and then see which of those you like. That would be my first advice. When it comes to old school businesses, here are some that are really like more, I would say, out there that I made work, or let me say that I definitely like working with. Number one is architecture businesses, because in architecture, you don't seem to have a very high amount of competition. Architecture seems to be very abstract. It seems to be also a bit less popular for running ads, which is why you don't necessarily have to offer ads to them, at least not in the sense of basically producing leads for them. But instead, what we did, for example, was just running brand awareness ads for a big architecture client. Brand awareness, that means we would just showcase some of their latest projects and just show them on LinkedIn to a high income and like a high relevancy demographic. And that's the only thing that we did. That was easy as pie to set it up, easy as pie to manage. And from my memory, it made us something like 1,800 to 2K per month in US dollars every single month. We kept this client for, I think, something like 2 years. So that's a great example. Then also another one, it's just also very abstract. And by the way, I don't share this to say, hey, go and target exactly those industries. I just give you ideas of how you should think about starting, and basically how you should think about finding something for you. Why did architecture work for me, for example? My girlfriend is an architect, so I would know a lot of things about the architecture industry that somebody usually wouldn't know who isn't an architect. At least, I'm not saying I'm perfect in terms of, I'm not like an equivalent to an architect, but I know enough, right, to like hold a conversation with somebody from that industry and discuss the industry itself, so to say, and like the marketing that goes into building their brands, right? Now, the next one I want to highlight is also, I think, very abstract. I have not really heard this from anybody else. Steel production, or like resource companies in general. It could also be something else, but in my case, it was steel production or steel manufacturing, we can say, company. It's so out there. Why wouldn't you think that they would benefit from more eyeballs to their offers, right? And usually how these kinds of more abstract, less popular, far from the mainstream industries, why these industries, I lost my sentence. So basically what I was trying to say is, when you rank up when you push these types of businesses on, for example, Google, right, and have them rank on spot number one for certain keywords, they just get a ton of clicks. And it's very, very easy to do. The service delivery is easy to do. There aren't like 5 or 10 or like 15 different people in the board of directors who have to go through everything first before they sign the contract. From my experience, this is also really, really, a nice niche. Now, again, I don't share that to say you should target architecture companies and steel production companies that you know nothing about. I say, look into a direction where you say, I can gain some sort of advantage, or I already have some sort of advantage. If you worked in any of those industries, or like any industry, in fact, then maybe you will know more than 90% of competitors. If, to make a simple example, somebody in your family is working in garbage disposal, you have an advantage over me, for example, who has signed clients in 39 countries, yet I have never worked with someone in garbage disposal. Just a random idea, right? Or anything else really. That's the way how you have to think. I hope you understand what I meant to say here. It's about how you think. It's not so much about the niche you go for. It's about how you determine what will ultimately be of not just benefit, but like be a real advantage for you in your situation, the person that you are, and basically the experience you have so far in life. And that's how it's been with everybody I've worked with. So I've consulted a few people over the past few years. And every single time, the first question on the call is, hey, tell me about yourself. Like, what have you done? What's your job background? What have you, if you went to university, what did you study? What are you interested in? What do you know about a certain industry? If you have a brother, a sister, a father, an uncle, a friend in a certain industry. I have signed clients just from that piece of info and thinking, wait a minute, I know one person, one single random person in one of these industries. Go to them, ask them if you could talk to their boss or like send an email, right? And that led to a conversation, a meeting. And then I, for example, signed that client, like signed basically the employer of a friend by just asking my friend who wasn't even like a decision maker in the company, like just an employee of like 300, right? To make an example here. Yeah, so what is the best niche for an AI and SMA service that you can sell online from home without leaving your house? That's the answer. Drop your best question. I'll make videos every single day answering your questions. And if you want to see a free training that basically breaks down how I built 5 brands this exact way, how I got clients in 39 countries, and some of the secret sauce of basically the things that you should really keep in mind when you start, when you grow, when you scale, right? Head over to marvinadam.com for a free training. That's it.